Hey everyone, this is Cullen Hale from Destination Thrills, and I have a very exciting video for us today. We're going to look at the top 10 most anticipated roller coasters coming in the future. I didn't want to select just 2021 because with everything going on, we don't know what's going to happen, but we have some very exciting projects that are in the works, and today we're going to count down the best 10 of them. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Destination Thrills, and again, I'm just very excited about this video that we're doing today, counting down the top 10 roller coaster projects that are coming in the future. And this is not just going to cover the United States, this is going to cover all over the world. And I tell you what, US has some good coasters coming next year. Some have already been announced, but I think what's going on overseas, especially in Europe, is very exciting. And yeah, we'll get rolling on this in just a moment. But first, I wanted to thank everybody who got us to 5,000 subs on the channel. I'm so excited that we reached that milestone. It's a small milestone, but for me, it's something that I never thought we would reach, and so just to say that Destination Thrills has 5,000 subs is incredible. So I just want to shout out to all of you who have been following my channel, subscribing, sharing with your friends, or even just watching the videos. That totally helps build the growth of this channel, and so I'm just beyond thankful for everything that you have done for me. And I hope that in return I can provide you some amazing content and hope to build this channel and make my videos even better so that I can best entertain you, especially through the difficult time that we're dealing with right now. And I'll just tell you what, I have been bogged down recently just by everything that's been going on. You know, as summer hit and parks started to reopen again, there was some re-excitement in me that, you know, got me going again. But, you know, I haven't had a new trip planned since my Kings Island Kennywood trip. And just after that, I kind of was like, I don't know what to make videos on. There's really nothing exciting going on. We really didn't even have like an announcement period, which is something that August and September is typically filled with, is tons of exciting announcements. And we only had a couple this year. And so as we get into October, I kind of just started to lose a little bit of desire to make content about theme parks, kind of hit a creator's rut, I guess you could say. And I was thinking, like, what could I do to kind of rebuild my excitement? And I think the reason why I got into this in the first place is the greatest thing about the amusement park industry is that it was continually growing. There was always newer coasters coming every single year, and that just really piqued my interest. And so I thought, you know, we didn't have a lot of announcements, but we did have a lot of coaster announcements that carried over from 2019 that will now open in 2021. And there are some really exciting future announcements that may not be happening next year, but are coming in the near future. And so I wanted to do some research on that. And I just want to say, as I was researching these coaster projects, I started to get that excitement again. And I was like, oh, there's actually some really good projects that are coming in the future. Some that I wasn't even like aware of until I started looking through. And so I'm excited for this list I'm about to present to you of the top 10 most anticipated coasters, or at least my most anticipated coaster projects happening in the near future. So let's get started with our number 10. And that is gonna be the mystery coaster project happening at Lagoon in Farmington, Utah. It was originally gonna be called Primordial, but they recently dropped the trademark for that name. And so now it's a mystery as to what the name's gonna be for the coaster, as well as what the coaster is gonna be in general. There has been no leaks, there has been no real layout that has been announced for this coaster. All we know is that it's something coming in the near future and that there is a lot of theming with this project. Here is some exciting drone footage from DeLoreans Garage. Shout out to them. I'll have their YouTube channel linked in the description below. But man, look at all the rock work and even the track on this thing. It looks to be a massive project, and even if it's not super wild and it doesn't have a crazy layout, it looks to be well themed, and that got me really excited for this. And because there is so much unknown with this project, I think that has really intrigued me as well, and that is why it is at our number 10. At number 9, we have ABYSSUS at ENERGYLANDIA. They are building another coaster after having Hyperion open in 2018 and also Zadra open in 2019. So in 2021, they're adding another massive roller coaster, and this one is gonna be from Vekoma. Now, in the past, we might have been like, oh no, Vekoma, no, it's gonna be horrible, but they have completely changed their reputation around, and they're making some amazing coasters. Trust me, I want one of these at my home park, so ENERGYLANDIA is very fortunate to have one coming to their park, and it looks absolutely insane. There's going to be a launch on this thing. 4 inversions. It's going to hit a top speed of 62 miles per hour, and it's going to have a height of 126 feet. It also will have a track length of 4,317 feet. So this is going to be a pretty big coaster, and it looks to just have some really good low to the ground, twisty maneuvers. It's going to bring you some fantastic thrills, and man, again, Vekoma is really up their game, and I'm really excited to not only see this project, but other projects that they have in the future. All right, we're moving on to number 8, and it is another mystery project. It is going to be the coaster that is supposed to be coming in 2023 for Europa Park. Yes, Michael Mack confirmed in an interview at the Blue Loop V Expo that a new roller coaster is coming in 2023, and they haven't had a new thrill coaster in quite some time, so many of us are anticipating that this will be a massive thrill coaster. And with Michael Mack being a co-owner of MACK Rides, we are starting to speculate that a MACK Rides coaster, a major MACK Rides coaster, could be coming to the park. They already have a launching coaster with Blue Fire, so many are speculating that they could be adding a MACK Hyper coaster, maybe one similar to DC Rivals in Australia, or maybe something similar to Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City, which is their Extreme Mach Spinner model. That would be absolutely epic if they did a MACK Extreme coaster. I absolutely love Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City, so to see more of these would be amazing, and I think it would really spice up their lineup, so I'm voting for that. But either way, something big is coming in 2023 for Europa Park, and we're definitely going to be following that here on the channel, so be on the lookout for that, and that's why it sits at our number 8 spot. At number 7, we have the Intamin coaster coming to Movie Park Germany. This one kind of got me by surprise. I wasn't really paying attention to this project, and when I did some research, I was absolutely like, why have I not heard of this? They are building an Intamin multi-dimension coaster, and it's going to be launching as well. This one is like, where did this come from? A multi-dimension coaster from Intamin Rides that is also going to be launching. This seems to be something that they've never done before. And again, they've kept this pretty secret as well, but it's going to open in 2021. No stats have been released. Is it going to be like an X2 style ride? Maybe it's going to use technology that's similar to the new ABYSSUS model that SNS has done. I wish I had more details for you. All I know is that this multi-dimension Intamin coaster, I don't even know what to say. It's gonna be pretty sweet to watch, and hopefully it turns out really good. We know that sometimes these newer models, they end up being flops occasionally, but this one, if it turns out to be good, could be a huge hit, and maybe something we'll start to see at more parks. All right, let's move on to number 6, and we have Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I know in my top 10 most anticipated coasters coming in 2020 video, I had Pantheon as my number 1. I've dropped it down to number 6 just because I don't know, the excitement for this coaster, at least for me, just started to kind of wane a bit as we started getting further into 2020, and my excitement for Iron Gwazi actually grew, which we'll see later on in the video, spoiler. It's still gonna be a good ride. I mean, I still think it's gonna be one of the surprises for most people, because a lot of people have Pantheon ranked a little bit lower for the coasters that were supposed to open in 2020. It just has a lot of RMC vibes for me, but it also has the launches. I think it's gonna be a fantastic ride and a unique ride to the United States at the moment. Coming in at number 5, we have the Intamin MegaCoaster coming to Walibi, Belgium. And I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about this project after it was announced in 2018 at IAAPA. I remember when Intamin announced the 2 roller coasters that were coming in the future to Europe. I remember being like, whoa, Intamin is gonna be crazy going into the 2020 decade. But then after that, I sort of just forgot about it. There was so much happening in 2019, and that project just kind of went on the back burner in my mind. But now that there has been some construction happening, and if you don't follow WalibiMegaCoaster on Instagram, I highly recommend it. They have tons of construction pictures of this project, and it just looks amazing. Just now seeing it kind of come to life in reality. It's a coaster that I definitely am going to add to my European bucket list. It's not technically a hypercoaster because it's only 164 feet tall, but this ride is going to sort of behave like a hypercoaster. It's going to focus on big drops in airtime and high speeds. There's really not going to be a focus on inversions or anything like that, but the elements on this ride also look super wonky. It has, again, these RMC vibes. These newer Intamins seem to be taking a page out of RMC's playbook and adding these really weird, curvy airtime elements, and I am here for it. I love to see that the roller coaster manufacturers are really adding flavor to their lineups. Even if they're sort of copying what RMC is doing, I definitely am not gonna hate on that. I wanna see more manufacturers sort of take that extra spice level to their layout, and I hope that it even performs better than it looks. So that's a project you gotta watch out for, and this will definitely add Walibi Belgium to the list of parks that I wanna visit in Europe. All right, at number 4, we have the other coaster that was announced by Intamin at the 2018 IAAPA Expo, and that is the multi-launch coaster that is coming to Park Asterix. I hope I'm saying that right, but man, this coaster looks like it is Pantheon on steroids. It is gonna have a multi-directional launch with multiple launches. It is gonna have just weird elements. I don't even know how to describe it. They're just weird elements. Again, the RMC vibes coming back again. I mean, sideways airtime. There's gonna be just crazy inversions, and again, the crazy launches as well. The launches go over hills, which is something that we saw with Copperhead Strike. And the ride even has a name now, and I don't even know if I'm gonna pronounce it correctly, but it's Tau Tatis? You guys can correct me in the comments on that one, but either way, I mean, this is gonna be a phenomenal coaster. The stats on this thing, we have a height of 167 feet, and then you're gonna have a speed of 66.5 miles per hour. There's gonna be 3 total inversions. There's a max vertical angle, which again is gonna be beyond vertical, of 101 degrees, which I think is gonna be insane in itself. It's gonna have 23 airtime moments. Again, 23 airtime moments. And that's all gonna be with a track length of 3,526 feet. I wish this was coming to the United States so it'd be easier for me to get to, but again, a reason for me to visit France on any trip to Europe, and this is one that you guys will definitely want to check out, especially if you're in Europe, and let's hope it's on time, because right now it is set to open in 2023, and man, that year cannot come quick enough. Coming in at number 3, we have the MACK Extreme Spinning Coaster. Thank God another one of these are coming to Plopsaland in Belgium. This ride, when I saw the video for it, it is definitely gonna be better than Time Traveler, and I hate saying that because Time Traveler is one of my favorite rides at Silver Dollar City, and Silver Dollar City is near and dear to my heart, but just looking at it, it is going to be the bigger, badder version, and the reason why I say that is because there's gonna be 5 inversions, including a Heartline roll out of the station. Then it's gonna go into a launch, and it's gonna take you up into this area where it meanders around. It even kind of tilts you the opposite direction, so that's gonna be wild in itself. And then it's gonna have to what might be a vertical drop. In the animation, it showed a brake kind of going over the top, which is gonna slow down the coaster. So that has me believing we're gonna see a near vertical drop here. And then there's gonna be a banana roll, a vertical loop, a 0G roll, and another launch toward the end. Airtime moments, twisted airtime moments, more airtime moments than what was on Time Traveler in Silver Dollar City. Again, I've been waiting for more parks to build this ride. I knew after the hit that Silver Dollar City had on their hands that MACK rides were gonna have people wanting to buy this coaster, and we're starting to see it again, and I hope we see more of these. Now, the name, not technically announced yet. If you look on RCDB, it's Time Traveler, but that's what the project name is under. And some of the artwork as well seem to show a Time Traveler name and theme. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I would hope that they would go with something different, because to me, Time Traveler is gonna be the one at Silver Dollar City. You can't just build another spinning coaster and then call it the same name. I don't know how I feel about that, but again, if that's what the name is, that's what the name is, but it still is going to be an awesome coaster project. It's definitely one that looks to be great, and the best part is that it is expected to open in 2021, so we only gotta wait until next year for this to come to life. There's actually already been some construction happening on site, so whew. Again, another spinning coaster coming, and again, I hope there are more to come. All right, we're getting to our top 2 here, and you probably know what the top 2 are gonna be, but I mean, it's gotta be Iron Gwazi at number 2. This has been the most talked about coaster project since Steel Vengeance. Now, number 1 might start to overtake it here soon, but I mean, everyone has been waiting for Iron Gwazi. It is expected to be the coaster that may rival Zadra and Steel Vengeance for best RMC. Again, that's up for debate. We'll see when we get on it, but either way, the coaster looks amazing. I've tried my best not to really look at construction photos and videos of it because I want the layout to be a surprise. The park has actually done a really good job of not releasing the full layout yet, which I kind of like. I want there to be some element of surprise, or maybe something that's built into this ride that nobody knows about that when I ride it, I'm gonna be like, whoa, what was that? And for me, any RMC that gets built just generates excitement because every RMC that I've been on has been phenomenal. It has been some of the best airtime machines that I've been on. And one of the reasons why it's so high on this list is because forever people were saying RMC Gwazi, RMC Gwazi, RMC Gwazi, and it never happened. It didn't seem like it was gonna happen. And then once we saw the announcement and the teasers, the coaster enthusiast community exploded with excitement when it happened. So that is really what's generated the hype. But I think RMC, if anyone's gonna come through on the hype, it's gonna be RMC. So I'm very, very, very stoked to see how this project turns out and to finally ride it. All right, we have made it to our #1 most anticipated coaster project, and that is none other than Velocicoaster coming to Universal Studios. I mean, what else is there to say about this project? If you haven't been following it, where have you been? I mean, this has been all over social media. Pretty much every coaster YouTuber in Florida has been following it. It has finally been announced by the park that it is coming. It's gonna happen in 2021, and the bits and pieces that we've seen from the construction videos, it's gonna be another Intamin masterpiece. And Intamin is sort of making its resurgence and maybe take over RMC for top manufacturer the next couple years because the projects that they're producing right now are just stunning. I mean, they look amazing. They have some fantastic elements. So this ride, not only is it gonna have the wild elements and just some crazy airtime moments mixed with inversions, but it is gonna have some massive theming because after all, it is Universal Studios. We know that they're going to go all out with the theming on this. And this has a possibility to be one of the best coasters to open in the next 5 years. I've never been to Universal Studios before, so it's gonna be great to have my first trip be when this coaster opens up. I'm sure it's gonna have a long line, but I will wait for it because what I've seen so far looks awesome, and I'm trying not to see too much more of it because again, I like the surprise factor, but what I have seen, it's gonna be sick, and I definitely recommend you check out all the people covering it. I just even type Velocicoaster on the internet, you will certainly find some awesome information on that ride. But yeah, without a doubt, Velocicoaster is the #1 most anticipated coaster project for me in the next few years. And I don't know about you, but just going through this list has got me excited all over again about the future of the theme park industry and the future of roller coasters in general. And it was a much needed video for me to make because again, I was kind of feeling bogged down, you know? We need some good news. So after doing the research on this, I was just pumped again and I wanted to share that excitement with you. So I hope I brought some excitement back into the coaster community for you if you've kind of been bogged down like me. But yeah, leave in the comments below what your most anticipated coasters are in the near future. It doesn't have to be 2021, just any coaster project that's happening in the future. Let me know which ones you're the most excited about, again, in the comments below. And as always, if you haven't, please subscribe to Destination Thrills. Again, we hit 5,000 today as I'm recording this video, so just shout out to you guys. But if you haven't, go ahead and check us out, subscribe. As I always say, we are the destination for the latest theme park news, rumors, countdowns, and content. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Cullah Hale. Stay safe out there and have a good one.